You make plans. You show up to the bigger things that require more kind of time and preparation, and you show up to them in the way that you want to, right? But how are you showing up in your daily life, in the little moments, at work, and running errands? I found that the way that we approach those little moments in our daily lives are and can be very indicative of where we're at. For me personally, I tend to get very irritated while I'm trying to run errands and work. One of my jobs, if I feel like I am either ignoring something and or if it's really bad, I'm like full on denying my own need. And I just haven't given myself the proper space or the proper time to recognize what that could be. Like there's a lack of awareness and there's a lack of presence with my own self. And so even the tiniest little inconveniences or delays, especially on the road, make me upset because it's like, okay, well, it's this one little thing, but to the nervous system, it doesn't feel little. It feels like, well, everything else is like so hard, right? Or so uncertain or whatever. And now this is also, it's like I couldn't just have this one little thing. Like that's where the mind tends to go. Um, and so if this video is finding you, maybe you can relate to that. And I just wanted to come on here really quick in the middle of my kind of realignment and exploration and rest that I've been taking from my channel. I am so glad because in giving myself this space and kind of bringing that awareness back, that presence back to my own self, in the way that I was called to, I have some exciting projects that I'm working on. So, and it makes me excited. Like they are exciting projects and I'm passionate about them. And that's what coming back to yourself does. That's what presence does. It not only calms the nervous system and it gives you what your system has been seeking for perhaps a really long time, but it also actually elevates you and it energizes you to greater heights of like productivity, and the way that you go out into the world. And so, yeah, I've really been sitting with that and I wanted to talk about it and just inviting whoever's watching this to kind of like really be with yourself to just notice. Like if you are somebody who, if you notice that you're getting irritated at little things more during certain times, maybe you're going through something or it's a reoccurring cycle like it is for me. And I've noticed that the reason behind it coming up again and again and again is that separation from myself. So for you, it might be something different. Maybe it's, you know, the stress of getting the kids back to school or having the kids come home for breaks and it's like a transition and it's like the schedules kind of change for a little bit and you got to adjust to that. Everybody's self-care matters in a family dynamic, right? So it could be that, or maybe you are coming back from like a work trip and again it's like a change in schedule, it's like a transition, it's like, okay, well, you're going back to the office again and like getting back to your routine after being away for a little while. um what is the trigger for, like, it could be irritation or it could be sadness or it could be anger, and the longer that you ignore it, the more persistent and more severe those emotional symptoms will be. And I know because I have been through it. So really sit with yourself and see what that need could be calling out. Like what is calling out to be met in you? And try to sit with yourself, be with yourself, meditate, journal, and give that to yourself. Sometimes it's not very complicated. Sometimes it's just maybe you want to go to bed early for the next couple days, or maybe you need to stand up from your desk more often, every hour instead of every 5 hours. I know I can get into a work grind sometimes too. If you're like really wanting to get something done, or you're really on a roll and you're focused and you're doing stuff. But again, the body remembers, the body gets irritated, and it houses us in these lives. And so we need to respect it. We need to love it and listen to it when it's telling us stuff. And when it's trying to tell us something, that often manifests as like emotional outbursts and things coming up consistently like that in loops. And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I hope that that video was helpful. Again, I have some exciting stuff coming out here soon. Um, but I miss my channel. I miss you guys. So I just wanted to like talk in this realignment process. And again, kind of coming back to myself again after a time of transition, as I was saying a couple seconds ago, as those examples. It's important to like stay with ourselves and lovingly be aware of like abandonment of ourselves if it comes up, because it's hard, coping and transitioning, or getting back to things after a time away, or whatever the transition is. Transition back into something familiar or transition into something new. It's a transition nonetheless. So whatever that looks like for you, love you guys, appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.